Hey, all right, welcome back to the show. We got a good one for you today. Brisket burgers and monster beef bones. We're gonna show you how to smoke this up to perfection. And with no further ado, let's get it on. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna season our beef ribs. Very simple. Start off with some cooking spray. Front, back. You're not gonna peel off these membranes. You're gonna need this membrane. And if you look at these short ribs, these are short ribs. Look how thick that meat is away from the bone. That's how you want to buy this. If you see a butcher turn around and take off most of that meat and he's selling you a bunch of bones, well, at the end of this, that's what you're getting, a bunch of bones. Save them for a stock, for a soup, because that's the only thing that they're going to be good for. All right, oil this one, front back. Like I said, leave on that membrane. And you can even see that one there. Look how thick that one is. Look at all that meat. And it's even gonna get higher after we're done with it. It's gonna rise up to about there. All right, salt. Not too much. Pepper, this is 30 mesh. It's coarse. And that's what you want to use on these beef ribs. Okay, and just give them a little rub around, because you can rub these around. So rub them around, make them even, because they kind of fall hard. Just make them even. Now we're not doing the back of these, we're just doing the fronts. And just follow up with a little onion powder. And the onion powder, we're gonna put back and front with the onion powder. Give it a good douse of the onion powder. And on the back side here, we're gonna just give that a good douse. Just rub that in. And use your pan to pick up the seasoning for the sides, just so you don't waste all your seasonings. And that is it, my friends. Very simple, very basic, and we're done. Now what I usually do is I let these sit out for about 15-20 minutes before we go on the smoker with them, but I'm marinating these overnight, and we're not going on a smoker right now. And this will be fine for tomorrow. I'm gonna put some clear wrap on them, into the fridge they go, and let's get to working on our brisket burgers. So this is our brisket. We're gonna show you how to break this down. Now, we're gonna start off with half of this brisket first, because it's a lot easier to work with. So we're gonna cut the point out of here. And then we're gonna start working with our flat. Now, there's a lot of fat on here, so some of this fat we're not gonna actually use for these brisket burgers. Most of it we will from this piece of meat right here. So what we're doing is we're making it easy to go down into the grinder. You see these pieces of meat? We're making it very easy to go down into our grinder. Just like that. This piece here is a little bit thicker, so we'll just come in like that. Just make sure you can just feed the grinder with it. Now all that fat on there is gonna be your friend, so don't cut off all that nice, beautiful fat. Now some of these pieces here, where this fat is just really fatty, that you can kind of get out of there. And as you're grinding some of your more not so fatty pieces, like this piece right here, see that? That's pretty much very lean. You could even take a piece of fat like that and throw it down into the grinder just to make up for the leanness. So I'm gonna throw that in, and it's good fat. There's a difference between good fat and bad fat. So if you have silver skin, that shiny silver stuff around here or on here, that's bad fat. You don't want that. So again, just come down the middle like that. I'm leaving all this fat on here because this is lean. This is a little bit This is actually too lean. So let's get that out of there. And this will make it down in the grinder nice. And just follow through with the rest of your cuts. I think I'm gonna try to make this into a couple of pieces to make it grind easier. See how thick that is? Probably won't make it through our grinder. This piece will, but this piece won't. So let's just come down and make this fit in our grinder. All right, give me just a second. All right, so I'm gonna get to cutting on this piece of meat, and then I'm gonna meet you right back here when we're ready for the grinder. And I'll show you how we grind up all of this, but you pretty much get the point from here, and we're gonna do the same thing to the other piece of the meat. We'll see you back here soon. This is our meats right here, and we're going into the grinder with them. I just wanna show you a couple of pieces of this so you can see what they look like and see what I did here. See, I left that nice fat on there. All that nice fat, I left that on there. I only had a handful of fat left over. And into the grinder we go. I'm gonna show you a couple of pieces here. I'm gonna grind them up. This is very loud, noisy, and at the end we'll make these burgers and we'll show you what we got afterwards. Here we go. See that nice fat? That's what that's rendering it, grinding down. And all that's gonna be in that burger. So you want your burgers not so lean, and you want that fat to be in your burger because the fat is flavor. Here's a piece of meat like that going in here. Why I say cut them in long strips is so you can do this. Get them down in there. I try to put the fatty pieces in first, and then I have more of the lean pieces. So I try to mix the fat evenly as it's going through the grinder. So that was a lean piece. Now this is going to be a fatty piece. Now we're going to get this all ground up, and we're going to meet you back here. We'll see you soon. Okay, so that is what that yielded. Coming out of the grinder. So I'm gonna get to making some burgers here. You see all that nice fat in there? Kind of mixed it up evenly. So we're gonna get to making a couple of these nice burgers. Just get them ready for our cooker. Now I like to do this overnight because sometimes this meat, when it comes out, it's a little bit more on the softer side, and you want your burgers to be able to hold together. So you want to do this, put them on a tray like that. Nice burger. You can feel all that nice fat inside there. You can see it too. So that's gonna really make a nice burger. And you get these into the fridge. And if you see what I'm doing here, I'm picking out my fat spots. Right in here. I can kind of look around and see which is gonna be leaner, which one's gonna be a little bit fattier, and I'm just picking out my fat spots in here. And this is very important because you wanna mix your fatty with the lean. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the right consistency out of your burger, and you're not gonna get the right fat consistency out of there. And it just leads for a much, much better tasting burger. I'm not putting anything on these, salt, anything else like that. These are being smoked, and when I do mine, I put mine on a cooker, and then afterwards, I'll salt them. I'll salt them actually right when they are about to come off the cooker, about 10 minutes in, so that salt melts down into them. So we're gonna get to making these burgers up, and we'll see you back here in just a second. Stick around. Okay, we're set. Our brisket burgers are done, and our ribs are ready to get fired. So, no further ado, let's get out of that smoker. Let's fire her up. All right, this is what we're rolling with today. 100% custom made competition cooker. We're gonna walk you around her, show you a couple of her features. Let's get it on. So this is a good look at our custom cooker. We're gonna start with this chimney stack, which is stainless steel. Now, most of them have a damper on the top that goes to the side. This one is inside the cooker. So you can adjust the vents. That will be closed and that will be wide open. And we're gonna work our way to the inside of this. The inside has beautiful grates. Has a lot of real estate. It's got a lot of room in here. Under the bottom of here has a baffle plate. Now this plate down at the bottom, you can't see, it's a little dark. This plate keeps the heat from the pipe that comes up. That's what that does, it keeps the heat off the food. We got a burner on the side here, added on burner. This is, like I said, 100% custom made. So, got a burner on the side. Now our firebox is not exactly off to the side. You wouldn't call this an offset because you could see the firebox where the heat comes up in the middle of the cooker. Now, this cooker has a door that comes off, just like that. And it has a mezzanine grate inside the inside here. So you can pull that grate out, put your coals down here, and just slide it back in. And then your door will just go right back on here. Like that. And then here's your fine adjustment for air. So the fellow that actually made this, I know him. I bought it from him personally. And he's a great designer. And we're just gonna show you a shot of the back of this cooker. She's a big girl. Now, let's fire her up. Let's get the cooking on her. All right, so I'm gonna show you my wood position now, which is actually my coals. So this is a little bit different of a setup right now. So we're burning wood, 100% hard wood. We're gonna burn some, probably a little cherry and some oak. I set my coals up like this. I have my fire starter in the middle. Now this is just to create heat, and it's gonna start our wood it's gonna catch our wood on fire. So I start off with a small bed of coals. I let them get really hot, and then I start to add my wood on top. This fire is gonna take about 45 minutes to get stabilized, so you really need to burn down some nice coals and create some coals. So these are coals that are gonna create more coals when you throw the wood on top. And you pretty much wanna start burning a clean fire. That's when you're gonna get your food on. Let's get it on, let's get this lit. Okay, so we got our fire lit. And just gonna heat those coals up. Now right here is a piece of burned down wood. It's not 100% burned down, but it's burned down. Now, I'll burn down a lot of these woods, and what I'll do is I'll just add them to the fire because they don't need to spend all that time in my box right here burning down. So I burn a lot of my woods down outside. I'm not breathing in all that smoke. And when those coals get hot right there, I'm gonna throw that wood right on there, and I'm gonna create some coals immediately. So we're gonna create immediate heat, a lot of coals, and basically avoid all that smoke. So I don't like to get smoked out, and I don't like to overfire my box, because you can see how thick this is right here. This is about 1/4 inch steel on my firebox. I keep it nice and oiled up. Every time I fire it, I oil it. And I want to burn out my firebox. So what I do is create my coals outside, usually shove them in. But today we're showing you guys how to do it the old school way. Okay, at this point I got everything open on here. I got the door open, I got my stack wide open, creating a lot of smoke in here. And this is why I burn down my coals outside, which I'll show you for another video. But I just want you to see that firebox. It's hot in there. That's my wood. It's burning down. And I got a pretty nice fire in here. So I'm going to start closing everything down. I'm going to close my doors. And I'm going to stabilize this. And I want to stabilize this to about 300. So we're putting the rib bones on first. And once I get this stabilized, the burgers will go on last. They'll go on the last hour of this probably 7-hour cook for these rib bones. And when this stabilizes, we'll see you back here. All right, we're ready to put our food on. So let's get these nice monster beef ribs on. Our temperature is rolling. We're rolling at about 290 right now to 300. That's how I cook these. I usually roll them out 300. And when I put these on, I'm just gonna put them on to the sides, like that. Each side of the cooker, because our burgers, when we get those, they're gonna go in the middle. And that's that. Let's close her up, keep her stabilized, and we'll check on that in just a little bit. All right, so we're rolling about 300 degrees on here, just a hair under it, of actually about 290, between 290 and 300. I hit it with some hard smoke from the beginning. So from the beginning of this, for the first 2.5 hours, I'm gonna nail it with a lot of heavy smoke. And that's what you wanna do, because the first 2 hours you're getting that flavor in there. After that, I'm just gonna kind of let off with the smoke. I'm gonna let this burn a little bit more clear. And then after I'm done with that, the burgers will go on about the last hour. So that's our game plan. Stick around. All right, we're giving you a little peek preview of what's going on. We're rolling right about 300. And I moved the beef rib off to the side just so you can get just a little preview of what we got going on. Look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Now I want to keep this stabilized. I'm going to push this back off to the side. And I baste it one time. And I'm going to close up just so I don't lose temperature, but I just wanted you to get a little preview of those bones. They're coming along good. All right, we'll see you soon. So we're about 5.5 hours in, and I just want to show you this. Look at that. Is that not looking beautiful or what? So I want this stabilized, so what I'll do is I'm going to put these off to the side of the smoker that's the coolest. Happens to be on my smoker, it happens to be on this side. And now those are there. We're gonna get our burgers on. Now, right before we get our burgers on, I mopped this once already. This is that mop sauce. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I have a video of how to make it. One time. In the beginning, about an hour in, and then about 5 hours in. Some people don't mop theirs, I mop mine. I don't use a spritzer bottle. I use that ladle because I can get all the way back there off to the side. And I'm gonna give it a good douse of that mop sauce. And that's it. And now, with no further ado, we get our burgers on. So let me just get my little handy glove on here. And then on with our burgers we go. I try to place them evenly around so I can see which ones need to be traded out or which ones are getting a little bit hotter. The ones at the back might get a little hotter. I'm still learning this one particular grill. Trial and error. All right, there we go. Our burgers are on. Our beef ribs are off to the side. Let's close her up and let her roll for about another hour and a half. At an hour and a half, we'll check, we'll temperature it, see where we're coming from, and we'll go from there. We'll see you soon. All right, we're almost ready to pull. And let's see where we are. Look at those burgers. Those guys are looking right. And take a look at those beef bones. They're looking beautiful. Now I'm gonna probe them and see where we are. I'm looking for 200 on these. My gauge is going right through. Come on, baby, make some noise for me. I'm at 163, I am not there yet. So probably another hour. Our burgers will come off in about the same time. We're gonna play it by ear. They'll be probably 15 minutes within each other. That's that. I'm closing up to stabilize, so we'll see you soon. All right, that was a long haul. So we're at the chopping block. Let's get it on. We're gonna start with one of our burgers. We're gonna cut into one of these. And we're gonna cut into one of our beef ribs. So let's put that there. Let's slide these off to the side. And we're gonna go in with our beef ribs. So first we're gonna go into this hamburger. Nice and easy. We're gonna show you that. Take a look at that. Is that beautiful or what? Nice smoke ring. Breaks apart easy. Get a little pitmaster taste there. Excellent. We'll just put these back off to the side. And we're going to show you our beef rib. Now, I cut mine on an angle because that's where the ribs are going. I let these rest for about 15 minutes. And let's see what we got. By the way, these were pulled at 200 degrees. Here we go. Look at that. Nice and juicy. See that juice just pouring out of there? Here we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Juice just pours right out. All right, let's do this. We're gonna cut this beef rib here. And we're gonna get a bite. We're gonna take it off the bone. I'm gonna cut this way. Right off that bone. And we're gonna go in and get a bite. Nice smoke ring on here. Right. Wow. That is excellent. There you have it. I'm gonna plate this up, and we're gonna see you guys right back here. Stick around. Okay, if you like what you saw today, please hit that like and subscribe button so you could be the first to get some new videos along the way. Every week we'll have new videos for you, and thanks for stopping by. And again, I gotta get that little pitmaster taste here.